afternoon, students, or good morning, or good evening. Then I'm back again with Unit 3 of our module, English Teaching for Communication. Then I guess that you enjoyed the Module 1 and, sorry, the Unit 1 and Unit 2. Right, today I just want to look at the Unit 3, which is the process of creative writing. And what to expect in this presentation, you can see all those headings there. I don't need to read them. Then Unit 3, as I've already mentioned, the introduction of it. Writing is a process, it's not an event. Therefore, it means that we need to learn the writing skills. And as such, we must always be prepared to write a text many times, because we need to edit it, to proofread it, and make our writing as correct, meaningful, and accurate as possible. Hence, I'm saying to you, my students, whatever you are going to submit to us as assignment or as assessment, you need to edit it, you need to proofread it. Obviously, when you proofread it, you will find some of the errors there, and you make corrections so that your assignment or so that whatever you are trying to write should be correct and meaningful and have accurate as possible. Then let's go to the criteria for the process of creative writing. I've tried to summarize it there, but I will explain in brief what it means. Let's start with the expression of ideas. That is, the idea expressed should be clearly stated or explained or discussed in order for us to, in order for the reader to follow what you are trying to discuss or to put forward. Number 2 is grammar. I'm quite aware that English is not our mother tongue, maybe 99% of my students. But grammar should be correct and we must always use formal language. And then you can quickly go to Unit 1, the recording that I posted there. We talked about the formal language, the difference between formal language and informal language. So here, because you will be writing an academic document or any topic, so you need to adhere to the formal language principles. Number 3, we have got the accurate information. It should be accurate based on reliable sources. What I've realized is that many students, when they write an assignment or whatever, they like to actually abstract some of the information from some documents without acknowledging them. So we are saying we have to acknowledge them, and those information should be accurate. And as I read your assignment or your any document that you have sent to me, I have to add some knowledge about what you have written in relation to the topic that you have submitted. Very, very important. Remember that you are looking at the criteria for the process of creative writing. You underline creative writing. Now, relevancy, in brackets, I said age there. So in other words, the writing should be age appropriate. That is for the academic phase, from foundation phase, as you know, that we are training you to be a teacher in the foundation phase. And on top of that, I'm quite certain that one day you will like to further your studies. Therefore, we can talk about the tertiary level. And then the last one is good academic standards, which is also very important. Now, the use of the principle of language, Nell and Mueller in 2010, they conducted the research and find some of the errors that we commit as academics, as teachers, as students, and they make us aware of them. So those main errors are the incorrect pronunciation, and obviously, if you pronounce the word wrongly, at the end of the day, you will also spell it wrongly. Number two, we have verb tenses and incorrect verbs used in the particular verb tenses or tense. And we must be aware of that, student, even when you are writing your assignment or trying to answer some of the questions that we have asked you. So please, we have to double check what we have written, because we can pick those errors that we have committed in that particular document. The unnecessary use of words, and then we have to check that, and the incorrect use of gender words such as he or she, and the omission of the infinitive verbs. So we have to guard against these. So when you look at this model, you don't need to memorize, you have to understand, because it is related to what you are doing at this present moment and what you will do when you are in your respective classrooms. Now, the structure of the text, I've just decided to put this topic there, but I'm not going to actually explain it to you. But I've put it there because in previous years, when you give students some piece of work to do, and then you say that, can you please write any story, but follow the structure of the text? And you find that now most of the students, they fail to follow the introduction body, which have maybe 3 or 2 paragraphs, and then the conclusion. So I'm just ringing a bell to say that please, whenever you are writing the text, or when you are busy teaching your learners, emphasize these structures, to say that we have an introduction, we have a body, and the paragraphs and the conclusions. So it's very, very important. Then, as we are talking about writing, you look at the coherence, you look at the cohesion and the logical sequencing. So there is a relationship between what I have already mentioned, because when you are writing, suppose you are writing those written assignment, I have to be able to make to follow what you are saying, to understand what you are saying, check your correct language usage, discuss in depth, giving examples and all those things. And again, when we talk of cohesion, means one idea follows another, and you have to keep that in your mind, because you will need to do that not only in your this degree or diploma, but also when you continue with your studies. You are right. You are going to write books. You are going to write articles and book chapters. So these skills should be implemented there. So in other words, we're trying to actually arm you with some arsenal, so that one day you will become a better author. And you must always maintain a logical sequencing in what you will be writing. When I started this presentation, I said that writing is a process. Right. Now we have the purpose of writing skills, gaining understanding and knowledge. And we do that by creating meaning of what we read and by writing about it. Secondly, we also have to write down all our thoughts in a mind map and diagram, because when we do that, we expand and we start to actually come up with some new knowledge, new information, so as to explore the links between the different ideas. Very, very important. Number two is communicating logically and globally. Locally and globally. You know that nowadays the world is too small, and we do that by actually using internet. As I'm talking to you, some of you maybe are in the KwaZulu-Natal, far north Limpopo province, or up there in Mpumalanga or northwest. So this technology makes this world to be small. And we have to create multimodal texts. You go back to unit number 1. We have also addressed that, the multimodal texts. Right. Number 3, it's all about writing for historical purposes. We must present the best version of our writing skills and ensure that the context, the setting, and historical accuracy of our times are reflected in our texts. Very important, because in the future, they are going to read what we have written. And we know that writing is significant as it reflects the different schools of thoughts. By writing, we are putting those different school of thoughts and and how texts were interpreted at the time they were written. Isn't that when you are writing a piece of a document, of a piece of maybe text, then you also come up with your own interpretation, and people start to learn out of that interpretation that you have put forth. Now let's look at the written discourse. It's very interesting, this one, as I went through it. Very, very interesting, because a discourse can have different meanings depending on the context. That is very clear. But then in this module, we define discourse as various texts that is in written form. So my student, we must remember that in foundation phase, texts are not very complex. That is very simple, that one. Nor the language very difficult. Remember, we are dealing with foundation phase learners here. Therefore, language text cannot be actually that complex. And the theme are relevant to the age group, and text can be linked to another. Hence, it means that it forms a discourse on the foundation phase, because what I said from the beginning, I said in the module, in this module, we define discourse as various text that is in written form. I think now you start to understand this one. Then the last one is expression of thoughts and ideas, which is very, very important. Remember that when we put down our thoughts and our ideas, in a long run, a certain generation will read what we have written and they will learn from it. So our ideas are very important and need to be recorded for future references. So in other words, I can just say that our thoughts are our knowledge. And very, very important just to encourage you to say that you have chosen a very good career. You must remember that teaching should be viewed as one of the most important professions, as it imparts knowledge, that is the thoughts that I was talking about, and gives rise to all other professions. Right. The different genre of writing. I was very skeptical to deal with this one because I don't want to, if ever you find it in the one of those assessments, please don't copy what I've written, just use your own, just be creative. Then the first one there is fictional writing or genre. It refers to text that is based on imaginary characters and plots. And this one, people like it. The fiction writing can range from formal to informal writing and may include dialogue, visual, and performance. For example, drama. This is what people normally like. And we also have got the classical genre, which refer to drama, novels, and poetry that have been around a while and have been studied academically. And people also like that, though the majority of people don't even want to venture in that space of classical genre. Then the one which is popular, which is referred to writing, pictures, and visual representation or performance that have been created recently. And people like that one. And the example of them of popular culture are entries on social media and magazine, or newspapers, articles, and broadcast on television and the radios or films at the cinemas. You find that it attracts lots and lots of people there. The academic writing, to tell you the honest fact, it has smaller audience, very, very smaller audience, because people don't like to read those articles and all those interpretations. So unfortunately, the audience there is very is too small. And then we invite you to be one of those academic, the whole exercise academic writing, because we want to read more of the articles and book chapters and books that you will have written. Then in conclusion, I want you to read Unit 3 in conjunction with Unit 1 and 2. And I'm very positive that this unit has shed some light on the importance of writing. So what can I say to you, my student, is to say, do not forget to submit assignment number 4. 4 assignments. Please do not forget to do that, because it's very, very important. You submit 4 assignments, you get above 50, then you will find yourself doing well at the end of the day. Thank you very much. Enjoy and continue reading this module. The most important thing that you must remember is that it's very difficult fail this one. Thank you very much, and God bless you.